Joining me now is Jon Allen. He's the former Canadian ambassador to Israel. Good morning to you, Jon. Glad that you could be with us. I want to begin by asking you about this report, finding that Israel has committed genocide. Your reaction?
First of all, I think it's important to note this is not a UN report, but a report that was commissioned by the UN. Secondly, the members of the commission are very reputable. The chair was a judge on the International Criminal Court, and the others also extremely reputable. Third, this isn't the first time that Israel has been accused of genocide. Two Israeli human rights organizations, B'Tselem and the Physicians for Human Rights, have also concluded that Israel has committed genocide. And of course, there is a case before the International Court of Justice brought by South Africa, which is now being considered by the judges of that court. There's no question that Israel has committed war crimes and crimes against humanity. The issue of whether they've committed genocide really depends on the question of intent. And whether or not the court can establish that the government has intent to destroy, in part or in whole, the Palestinian people. And that's a complicated, difficult thing to try and establish. I think there's no question that there has been incitement to genocide. There are numerous statements by Israeli ministers, the prime minister, the president, former minister of defense, that amounted to incitement to genocide, made it right after October 7, and it can be argued that they were perhaps not meant in the way they were stated. But the elements of genocide, the death and the destruction and the ethnic cleansing and the displacement, those are all quite clear. So it's a very serious allegation against a state that was, in a sense, born out of the Holocaust, the first real genocide, and it's very troubling.
It's troubling. It is serious, and as you point out, this report was commissioned by the United Nations Human Rights Council, these independent experts with a ton of credibility. Ultimately, though, Ambassador, I'm wondering, what does it mean? What does it mean for Israel's offensive in Gaza, which we have seen expand just today?
Well, it's not going to stop that. Obviously, the ground invasion is now on. It was predicted. It's happening. Potentially 1 million people will be displaced. A finding of genocide is something that the Israeli government and, unfortunately, the Israeli people who oppose Benjamin Netanyahu and his government, and for the most part, 70% of them want him out, it's something that the country and the people are going to have to live with. And Israel is slowly becoming a pariah state for its actions in Gaza. I mean, clearly they had a right to self-defense. Clearly they had a right to go after the people that committed the atrocities of October 7. The problem is they've gone way too far. There are any number of international legal experts, former generals in Israel, former ministers and prime ministers in Israel who have described what Israel is doing in the Gaza Strip as beyond the pale.
So here we have Marco Rubio in the region. Do you see a path towards a negotiated settlement at this point?
Not at all. I mean, we had the attack by Israel in Qatar, where they attempted to eliminate the Hamas negotiators considering an American peace proposal. They did not succeed in that, but they certainly succeeded in raising the ire of Qatar and many other Gulf states who met yesterday. And the ground invasion sends a pretty clear signal that Israel is not interested in a ceasefire negotiation. And more unfortunately, it sends a clear signal that Israel has not prioritized and will not prioritize the life of the hostages who are being held in and around Gaza City and who are being subject to the same attacks, frankly, as are the million Palestinians there who are now being forced to leave.
Jon Allen is the former Canadian ambassador to Israel. As always, really appreciate your time and your insight.